Vegeta has been called a monkey one too many times. Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Rod from DBZSHFIGS.com, and today I'm bringing to you an unboxing and review of the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But before we begin, just want to let you know that I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Once I'll reach that milestone, I'll be giving away one of these Tamashii Nation store exclusive Son Goku Innocent Challenger. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because you might even be the one that takes this one home. Also, I would like to announce that I'm launching a brand new Discord server where I'm trying to create a community for like-minded people that enjoy Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts, where we could come together, discuss all news and updates regarding the line, as well as share our figure photography and just have a general chat about the S.H.Figuarts line. So if that kind of interests you, make sure you click the link in the description to join. But anyways, a little history about the figure. This was released back in November of 2022 for $65, which does not seem like a lot of money comparing to the kind of stuff that we get nowadays, you know. And I'm looking at you, Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku from Daima at $70, where this a whole adult size figure for only $65. So in terms of history, there is none with this figure. This is the only Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta that has ever been released in the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts line, which kind of makes sense. It's a very niche character, so I'm glad that we have him, and now we don't have to wait anymore. So anyways, let's take a quick look at the box here. Make sure you always have your Tamashii Nation's quality sticker as well as your Toei animation sticker. This one is silver, meaning it's a USA or, you know, North America based figure. If you have a golden one, that means you're getting your figure from Asia. But yeah, let's just take a quick look at the box here. You know, all the different poses that you could do with Vegeta, and then just nice action shots. Let's get them out of the box. So here we have the figure in the clamshell. I know some people like to see how all the accessories are stored within the clamshell, so I just like to give it a quick 360 just in case this brings you any happiness. Anyways, let's get them out. So here we have the figure out of the box, but before we begin, make sure to check out my website, DBZSHFIGS.com, where you will find a complete archive of every single release in the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts line. You could browse throughout every year just to see all the different figures and look at pictures and videos, etc. But anyways, we're back here, and this guy looks incredible. I just love everything about him straight out of the box. You could clearly tell there's some shading here in the pants, which I was looking forward to because some pictures from the anime very clearly display the shading in the pants. So I'm glad that it was, you know, introduced here with the figure as well. All the colors look great. They look vibrant. The purple is very, very, very on point from the anime. You know, the red fur-like aesthetic to Super Saiyan 4, because, you know, it's kind of like a beastly progression. It's all very detailed. Like, you could feel the texture there. Just everything looks great. Even like the gold in the boots, the hair. It's it's very interesting. It's, you know, you got like your normal Vegeta hair, but then, you know, a mullet on the back, if you want to call it that. Everything just looks great about this figure. Like, I don't think I could have asked for a better aesthetically wise rendition of the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. This looks great, and obviously you see there's a hole there for his tail, which he does come with. But just wanted to give a little quick overview of the figure. You know, not much I could say about it because I think everything is pretty on point. I don't think they missed with anything here. You know, the purple gloves, the Super Saiyan 4 red aesthetic, the belt, the gold, the shading on the pants. Everything looks, you know, as it should, right? But anyways, we're going to take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So he comes out of the box with this face right here, which is like a smirking, cocky, you know, we all know Vegeta. We know how he is, how he acts. He's better than you, and he knows it. So that just basically exemplifies this faceplate here. He also comes with this more kind of skeptical, kind of angry, kind of eyeing you down in the middle of a battle. It is kind of leaning towards the right a bit. So you see he's kind of looking to the right. Next one is this screaming. Could be throwing a ki blast or just, you know, in the middle of battle, just, you know, letting his anger out as he punches someone. Then this one is more of like almost as if he's losing. He's grinning with his teeth out. He's having a hard time and whatever he's doing. Maybe, you know, Mega Shenron is beating him up. As far as his hands go, he comes out of the box like almost every single Dragon Ball S.H. Figuarts with his closed fist ready to punch someone. He also comes with these like kind of like martial arts hands, you know, 2 fingers out and the thumb out and 2 folded in. So, you know, he's ready to get in his stance to fight you. Pretty cool ones. Then there's these more of an open palm, almost ki blast hands. You could get creative and do many things with them. You know, reaching out, grabbing something, whatever you want. He comes with these karate chop hands for both his left and right hand. So you could, you know, chop whoever you want. Yeah. Then he has these kind of like reaching out hands, as well as if he were able to do a Kamehameha, I guess I would call these Kamehameha hands. But, you know, he could do his Final Flash, whatever he wants. And then the last pair are basically the same ones as the previous one, except you will notice that these ones have a peg on them. And that's because he does come with a little effect piece. You know, it's nothing too big or grand, but it's nice that they include it. And as you can tell here, it has a hole. So obviously you could choose only one hand to put it in. And then, so let's say if we choose this hand here, you just press it in there and it should hold on pretty easily. So you could have them like, you know, holding the effect, or maybe put both hands together. It would be a lot better just to choose which hand you want the peg in, and then in the other hand, you know, get the hand that doesn't have the peg in it and replace it with that. That way in your figure photography, you don't see the peg on the other hand, because it kind of looks weird. You see that? So it's better just to switch it out. And then the last thing that he comes with is, of course, his tail, which you just basically pop in there. Should hear a nice little pop, and you know, that's it. Now you have your tail in there, or however you want to articulate him. That's how he looks completed. All right, so now we're gonna move over to the review part of the video. And as always, we're gonna start with the articulation. So let's start at the bottom here at the foot. So he could spin it 360, which is always good. It could bend upwards, downwards. It has a nice little ankle rocker. You know, everything you would possibly need from your foot. Also, the toe hinges up this much, but nothing downward, which you hardly ever need that. So I can't really, you know, give it any negative feedback on that one. The knee is able to bend quite a bit. It's a nice knee bend. And then the leg rotates this way, upwards this much, backwards this much. And it has a nice little swivel here at the thigh, which actually could almost rotate the whole way. So it has quite a bit of articulation, you know. Only thing I dislike is how kind of ugly this looks right here. You see his thigh ends here, but I don't know, the inner joint ends over here. So it's like a weird little gap there. And then he's able to not really rotate 360. I feel like he would probably pop out. He kind of like stops midway around here. So it's not a full 360 there. The ab crunch, he's able to crunch down this much and backwards this much. So a lot backwards, not so much inward. And then you're able to bend them side to side. And then for the arms, it's a little stiff, but you're able to rotate 360 at the shoulder. You would extend out this much, which is quite a bit. The butterfly joint allows him to go inward about his nose, which is more than enough. His bicep spins 360. The elbow bends, basically leaving like a 30-degree angle there. And the wrist 360, and you're able to bring it inward and outward with the fist. So all pretty good. Now the one place he's gonna be very limited in because of his hair is, you know, his head. He's able to not even bend down because his face pops out. Like you could finagle it, but it's not really, mental. You see his face starts coming out. He's hardly able to look up to, basically he's just looking straight, or else he starts falling apart. He could bend a little to the side and a little to the other side, but the hair, like I said, is always getting in the way. And of course, you're not going to be able to rotate 360 without the face falling out, but if you wanted to, you could, you see? So I got to give it that at least. But his hair actually does have some articulation. This bottom part, the mullet, is split into 2 pieces, and you're able to raise it, lower it, give it a little bit of thought. I don't know how many people are going to be taking advantage of it, but actually it's 4 pieces, because these ones in the front are also able to move inward, outward, however you want it. So the hair actually has quite a bit of articulation. And then one final thing with this specific one is the tail. So as you can tell, it's a ball peg, so you can move it inward, outward, spin it, do whatever you want with it. So overall, I'm actually very impressed. He is a little, like I said, constrained in the head area, but I feel like the hair, they just outdid themselves with that. So honestly, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 for articulation, just for how innovative it is. Next up is accuracy, and I'm gonna pop up this picture right here. And as you can clearly tell, straight out of the anime, like I said, one thing Tamashii Nations does extremely well with their S.H.Figuarts are that they just capture the likeness 100%. So that's going to be an easy 5. Next up is a price to plastic ratio. So just a reminder, he does come with a total of 4 exchangeable faces, total of 6 pairs of hands. He comes with the tail, and he comes with a little effect piece. So for $65 nowadays, and even when it was released like 3 years ago, not a terrible deal. We're definitely getting a lot more terrible deals nowadays. So for $65, I think it's pretty fair. It's not the greatest deal in the world, but it's pretty fair. So I'll give it a 4. Next up is scale. And here I have him with the newest Super Saiyan Vegeta. So all I need them is just to be the same height so that I could give him a 5. So let's see him. Actually, he might be a little short, to be honest. As you can tell, the face on him ends here, which is like a few centimeters higher than this one. So he is a little short. Nothing too noticeable, but I don't know why it's hard to just make him the same height as this one. So I'm gonna have to give him a 4, just because it's not completely accurate, but it's not like out there. Hey guys, I'm happy to announce that I will be starting an optional membership program to my channel. If you want to support the videos as well as the website, you will be receiving exclusive emoji and badges, as well as your name will be displayed at the end of every video. You will also get all my new videos early before anyone else. I will also be hosting an exclusive live stream with all the members once a month. Just want to say, completely optional and up to you if you want to join. Link in the description. Last but not least is shelf presence, and as I always say, this one is the most biased out of the 5 categories, because what I like on my shelf might not be something you like on yours. So Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is subjective, So here I have him post up, ready to fight somebody. And to me, just the design of Super Saiyan 4 is something that I really, really, really like. I think it's very cool. I'm glad they brought it back for Daima. Very underutilized, but I'm glad, maybe, and hoping that in the future it'll be utilized a little more. We'll see. But anyways, I feel like this figure looks amazing. I think it's one of the best Vegetas we have in terms of just like the overall look to it. So for me, which you might disagree with, but I'm gonna have to give him a 5 on this. He just looks cool. I love Super Saiyan 4. It's gotta be one of my favorite forms in all of Dragon Ball. So with that being said, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta gets a cumulative score of 4.6 out of 5, which makes it a top tier figure in my opinion. One that I recommend everyone get their hands on, unless you're not a fan of GT or unless you're not a fan of the Super Saiyan form. So if that happens to be you, then yeah, probably skip it. But anyways, make sure to check out the Amazon deals tab, where you'll find all the best deals currently on Amazon for Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts. If you disagree with any of my ratings on the 5 categories for this figure, you could go on DBZSHFIGS.com, go into the page for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. There should be a survey there where you can enter your own ratings for each of the 5 categories. And if you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you. You're a real one. And special shout out to the members of the DBZSHFIGS Club. We have Blue Fires, Owen, and Burgos LJ. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel and the website. So I hope you all have a nice rest of your day.